Hiya! Welcome! This is normally my setup for when I'm unboxing Funko Pops, but that's not what I'm going to do today, because behind the camera, directly in front of me, is where I keep and display all my mini discs. And I was going through my videos on my channel last night, and I realised I've not done a mini disc collection update for about 8 to 9 months now. Admittedly, the mini disc collecting over the course of this year has slowed down quite a lot. I've been focusing primarily on Funko Pops, as long-time and loyal viewers will know, and I've also been getting back into vinyl records in a big way, and I've been buying a few cassettes here and there as well, the odd CD. But I have been buying a few mini discs still, and I've got a little bundle to show you here that I've got over the last 6 months. I've not done any mail openings of them in videos on this channel, but I thought it'd be a good opportunity just to quickly show you the ones that I've added to the collection over the last 6 months. There's not many, there's what, about 7 or 8 there. And let's just take them from the top. These aren't in any order of me buying them, by the way. These are more how I grabbed them, in the order of how they're displayed in my cassette racks. And yes, before anyone asks, cassette racks are perfect to put mini discs in, even though mini discs are a slightly different shape and size. Well, the first one I'll show you is a very nice album, Dizzy Heights by The Lightning Seeds. This album was released in, I think it was 1996. I think it came before, or it may have been just after, Lightning Seeds' Three Lions with Frank Skinner and David Baddiel, which doesn't feature on this album, but I have got a Lightning Seeds Greatest Hits on minidisc, which does feature the original Three Lions. But that's a nice album. This cost me around £10 or £12 on eBay, I think it was. All these are either from eBay or Discogs Marketplace, by the way. So I've got 3 to show you from the one artist. I've kind of got his entire early back catalogue as a solo artist, and I'm not even that much of a fan, but these were all cheap, so I thought, why not? Here is Robbie Williams, his first solo album from, this will be from 1997, I think, looking at the copyright. Life Through a Lens. I love MDs generally, but one thing I don't like about them is that sometimes the text is really small and difficult to read. Even for someone with good eyesight like me, it can be a bit of a struggle. But yeah, Life Through a Lens, it's sort of in landscape mode there rather than portrait. Hello, Abigail. It's alright. It cost about £10 on eBay about 6 months ago. This is quite an old purchase, so some of these I might be a bit rusty on the exact prices that I paid. It's okay. It's got angels on it, which I think I used to like when it first came out, and then it just got way overplayed. But I did parody that in a recent video. Go and check out my music parodies playlist if you want to see more. I think I got this one, Robbie Williams' second album, I've Been Expecting You, from the same seller. He was having a few auctions, and I managed to snag both the Robbie Williams albums. There again, this may have been just over £10. I think for both of these, I paid, probably including postage, just under £25 maybe. There again, he's not my favourite artist, but it's just nice to add a couple of cheapish mini discs to the collection. Millennium's on here, I always quite like that single. There's also a track called Man Machine, which I remember being on the film Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, which is a bloody brilliant movie. This album is from 1998, by the way, and it is on the Chrysalis record label. And to complete the trilogy, this is actually the most recent mini disc I've bought, and I've not listened to it yet, so I can't honestly tell you if I like this or not. But it is Robbie Williams' third album. He only had 3 albums out on MD, and I've got them all, so that's kind of Robbie Williams on mini disc, the collection complete now. but I only got this a few days ago. I've not listened to it yet. It is Sing When You're Winning, and I think this was released in 2001, I believe, or it might have been 2000. Around the start of the new millennium anyway. This cost £10, eBay auction, I was the only one bidding, free postage. I will buy almost any mini disc for £10 or under, even if it's an artist that I'm not overly keen on, because chances are I'll find a track, at least one track, usually more, that I enjoy. This is one of my favourite purchases. I got this a couple of months ago. I think this was off Discogs. This is Our Town, Deacon Blue's Greatest Hits. Deacon Blue, pretty popular Scottish band from their heyday, I'd say, was the late 80s, early 90s. A lot of tracks on this, 19 tracks on this. But this is a nice greatest hits compilation. I do like getting greatest hits albums on MD. There's some songs on here that I remember very well from things like Top of the Pops and the Radio 1 Top 40 when I was growing up, such as Real Gone Kid, Fergus Sings the Blues, Chocolate Girl. Yep, great singles. There was plenty of stuff on here that I wasn't familiar with. Yep, that's a really good mini disc. This would have cost me, I think I made a best offer on Discogs for this for about £15, including postage, so I think that was a good price to pay. Here is certainly an impulse purchase. It is Des'ree with Supernatural. This one I got quite a while ago, about 6 months at least. I can't remember how much I paid, but I don't think it was much. I'm trying to remember if it was, I think this was from Discogs, and I doubt I would have paid much more than £10 for it. I think at the time I was just looking to add some more mini discs to my collection. I actually sold some mini discs this year. I sold my Depeche Mode ones because I felt I was never going to get a full collection, because Violator was just too much of a holy grail. Hello Frampton. And I felt I could actually make quite a lot of money selling them, so I did, and then I just replaced the mini disc Depeche Mode albums with the deluxe CD versions, which suited me really. And I also sold all my now, that's what I call music mini discs, because that's something else. You're never going to have a full collection of now, because they're still coming out today on CD and download, but originally they started in, what was it, 83? And there again, made a great profit on those. I was able to put that money towards other things like Funko Pops and vinyl records, etc. And the tracks that I liked off the now mini discs, I was just able to copy over onto a blank cassette. So marvellous. Anyway, Des'ree Supernatural. It's got a nice little hype sticker on there. It's a little bit discoloured, but you'd expect that from something that's getting on for 20 years old. Over 20 years actually, because this looks like it came out in 1998. I wasn't really familiar with many of the tracks on here. I think What's Your Sign was the only single that I was familiar with. I do apologise for any glare that's coming across. I figured this might be a good way just to quickly show these mini discs off, but it's probably too much glare coming from the sunlight through the window. But we must go on. This is the penultimate one that I've got to show you. This is Rides by Reef. I think there's 3 mini discs available from Reef. This was the first one that I've got. I've not got anything else by them. I'm not sure if this is their 2nd or 3rd album. I can't remember. Jason Clow, not suitable for Mum, he'll know, because I believe he's quite the Reef fan. This was pretty cheap. I think this was around £10, give or take, a quid or so, off eBay. There again, it's got a little hype sticker on. The record label is Sony S2. I wasn't really familiar with any tracks on here, but this is actually a pretty good album. I was surprised how much I enjoyed this, considering it was really an impulse purchase. And then finally, the last one, and this one is another one that I got months and months ago, so I'll be lucky if I remember exactly how much I paid for it. Certainly an impulse purchase, because he's not an artist that I'm very fond of at all, but it is Sound Loaded from Ricky Martin. Yeah. This was from, I do remember where I got this from. It was from a Russian seller on Discogs, and I think he got like a bundle of these, and I think this one was slightly cheaper than the other ones he had listed, because this one had a crack in it, and I don't worry about that. You can't see any cracks on the front, and you've got them all sort of displayed on the side. So yeah, Ricky Martin sound loaded on the Columbia label. She Bangs is on here, which I was familiar with. Also a Spanish version of She Bangs. Nobody Wants to Be Lonely, I do remember when that came out. I think this mini disc is from the year 2000, so this is one of the more recent ones I've got. Basically, there was no more mini discs released, as in pre-recorded, after about 2001. I think even by 2000 or 1999, they were starting to be phased out somewhat by record labels. This cost, I don't know, probably about €10, maybe a bit more including postage. To say it was coming from Russia, it was surprisingly cheap, so I felt, why not? I'll get it for the collection. So there we are. That's just my mini discs that I've bought over the last 6, 7, 8 months. Not a lot. I've still got the vast majority of my mini discs. Like I said, the only ones that I've actually sold just to make more money for other things have been my Depeche Mode and the Now mini discs, which were more of an investment in the first place. But I've still got a big library of mini discs. Lots of Oasis albums, UB40 I've got everything The Clash ever released on MD, The Cause, I've got a couple from Suede, I've got a couple of really nice grails, such as, I'll just quickly grab it actually. I will have shown this in an old video, but that is very rare. The Stone Roses self-titled debut album on MD. I don't even think this ever got an official release. I think this is like a record company promo or something, and it never made it to market. But that is like gold dust, that. I've got a lot of stuff on MD. Still love the format. It's just I've been buying other formats. I'll still be collecting mini discs. I don't look as intently as I was, say, a year or a year and a half ago. But if I see anything that's cheap or anything that I'm really wanting, and there is still a couple that are quite highly priced that I would love to get if I saw them going for a bargain price, then I will still look out for MDs. So if you do see anything on your eBay travels or wherever you think might interest me, then please get in touch. That's going to be it for me for today. Thank you for watching this video. Something a little bit different, but it is kind of an occasional series of mine where I just show you the latest additions to my MD collection. I'm going to go now, and I do hope that you will all join me again next time for my next music collecting video. Cheers everyone. See ya!